looking at nature, looking at the trees, looking at the birds and the bees and the sea. A whole lot of information all around. This is the story of the birds and the clouds and the squirrels and the ground. The world goes round.
What happened? This is weird. Where am I? Whoa. I think I'm a freaking squirrel! Yeah! Woo! Yeah! Ah! That was amazing! Woo! Whoa, what's that? Nuts! Oh crap. That was a close one.
Let's start off by saying, unlike dogs, humans didn't domesticate cats. Cats domesticated themselves. Around 12,000 years ago, when the first agricultural societies began to flourish in the Middle East Fertile Crescent, we began to store our food and till up the earth and settle down, thus attracting rodents, and wild cats soon came to follow. The cats, of course, love the abundant supply of prey, and the humans love the pest control, and we're probably just as fascinated by them then as much as we are today, with all these dang cat videos like this one circulating the internet. The cats invited themselves in, and over time, as people favored cats with more calm and likable traits, certain cats adapted to this new environment, producing the dozens of breeds of house cats known today. The International Cat Association recognizes 79 different domestic cat breeds. Here's some pictures to show you the different kinds. In the United States, cats are the most popular house pet, with 90 million domesticated cats in around 30% of the US homes, and about 80 million feral cats. Feral cats are the offspring of stray or abandoned household pets. Raised without human contact, they quickly revert to a wild state and form colonies wherever food and shelter are available. This is actually a serious problem because house cats are considered an invasive species and are linked to 87 species of bird being extinct. There were 0 domestic cats in North America before the Europeans came in the 15th century. The Smithsonian Conservation of National Wildlife Institute estimated in 2016 that cats kill more than 2.4 billion birds and 12.3 billion mammals every year. House cats display several unusual features probably attributable to the house cat's descent from desert-dwelling species, like their ability to withstand heat. Humans generally start to feel uncomfortable when their skin temperatures pass about 100 degrees Fahrenheit, but cats show no discomfort until their skin reaches around 126 degrees and can tolerate temperatures of up to 133 degrees if they have access to water. Cats have excellent night vision and can see at 1/6 the light level required for human vision. Cats have rather poor color vision though, because like most non-primate animals, they have only 2 types of cones optimized for sensitivity to blue and yellowish green and have limited ability to distinguish between red and green. Cats can also hear higher pitched sounds than dogs and humans because cats can hear ultrasound, which is important in hunting because many species of rodents make ultrasonic calls. That's all I have for cats. Let's get back to the story.
Being a squirrel is awesome! Woo! Wait a minute. I think I got an idea. Making money from singing like this. First, I gotta talk to Chanel about some merch. Chanel! Okay, so I'm gonna kick it with you and help you promote your business, Squirrel Cage Vinyl, as a freaking squirrel! And I'll be your mascot, and I'll make jingles and sing, and we'll go on tour selling merch that you made! Dang, man, she couldn't understand me. What am I gonna do? I guess I better embrace this. Yo guys, wait up.
Okay, so I don't really care how you pronounce squirrel, so throughout this speech about squirrels, I'm going to use various pronunciations. And let's begin. In America, the gray squirrel is the most common type of squirrel, but there is many different types of squirrels, including the tree squirrels, the ground squirrels, chipmunks, woodchucks, flying squirrels, and prairie dogs. Yes, prairie dogs are considered a type of Squirrelidae. The eastern gray squirrel can live up to 20 years in captivity, but in the wild, only the best of the best can barely make it to 12 years old. So yeah, they're kind of like cats. Squirrels can have a wide variety of ways to communicate vocally and visually. Like in places with lots of noise pollution and open space like New York City, they rely heavily on body language to communicate. But in thick forest areas where their sight is blocked by a bunch of trees and branches and stuff, they depend more on vocal sounds to communicate. Some of the earliest known squirrel fossils were found in western North America and dated to 36 million years ago. And during the 5 million years that followed after that, there appears to have been a very rapid divergence of squirrels into 5 major branches, meaning the species started to populate and diversify and turn into multiple kind of subspecies, breeds, and races. There are about 280 different known species of squirrel, but some of the coolest in my opinion are the grizzled giant squirrel, found in Sri Lanka, the Indian giant squirrel, obviously found in India, the Japanese dwarf flying squirrel, found in Japan, and the prevost squirrel that can be found in the forest of the Thai Malay Peninsula and Sumatra and Borneo. And if I'm pronouncing any of those wrong, I apologize. But most importantly, the eastern gray squirrel, because that's the one I see every day and can study the most and know the best. But those were the coolest ones though. All right, this is my cue and I'm out of here.
So, how you ladies doing? Is that a plane? Wait, Superman? Oh crap, it's a bird!
I have some big nuts for you. This animal right here is one bad mother shut your mouth. There are about 14 subspecies of red-tailed hawks with different morphs and colors, but all, nonetheless, the same species. Most red-tailed hawks have wider undersides with a dark belly band that varies in size. By that, it's actually like a speckled strip across their belly that's like usually like a brown, dark brown, but it can vary in how big the belly band is. It's like a band across their belly. That's one way to identify them. The red-tailed hawk is one of 3 species that is called a chicken hawk due to farmers having to defend their chickens from birds of prey, though the red-tailed hawk rarely preys on standard-sized chickens, and rodents make up about 85% of its diet. Female red tails are 25% bigger than the males. The younglings actually have bigger tails than the adults, and their tails aren't quite red yet, but with a more brownish color. They are also monogamous like many species of birds, and stay with the same mate until one of them dies. When breeding, these birds put on a fantastic display. I know the next breeding season, I'm going to a spot I know of where some nest, and I've seen them flying around in those little circles and aerials in big groups, like a bunches of them, but then I also could see some of the nest in the higher parts of the trees, which is where they tend to put their nest, which is in really high spots. They like that, and I'm going to watch and observe for when 2 red tails lock their talons together mid-air and dive downward like crazy lovers. Then I might follow them, which would be like really creepy. Anywho, I digress. These suckers can live about 20 years in the wild, and this is kind of like based on a study of like 5,000 of them, and only 11 of them live to be more than 20 years old. But I mean, it's a study. There could have been variables. I didn't really research deep into the study, but that's just one thing. And also other websites said around 20, 21 years. So I'm gonna stick. I'm gonna go with the overall consensus of what these people who have spent their lifetime studying these birds have had to say. Red-tailed hawks have shown the ability to become habituated in almost any habitat present in North and Central America, and its conservation status is in the least concerned category, meaning that they're doing pretty freaking good for themselves. You don't gotta worry about them. Though, like all birds of prey and many other birds in the United States, they are protected by the Migratory Bird Treaty Act of 1918, and it's illegal to hunt or kill them. These birds are often used in falconry, but that's a whole nother story. I would also like to get into the evolution of these birds and all birds as well, but I'll save that for a different episode. I'm human again.
Hey! Wait, you think you can just hit on my girl and get away with it? Oh, you must be nuts. Nuts.